Candace Owens is at it once again over on X, lying about Israel and the Jewish people because seemingly Candy Owens hates the Jews, hates Israel. And if it's something negative, guaranteed Candy Owens is going to be all over it. She will love to bash Israel because that's easy for her to do and it's quite profitable. Her Islamist audience members love her to death. You know, continue bashing Israel, Candy Owens. We love it. And also the other ones that seemingly have no idea what's going on. They've got very, very low IQs. To me, if you're not really looking at what's going on over in Gaza at the moment from a perspective that is something of, well, Israel didn't start this. Israel is not going after trying to kill innocent civilians. They're doing the very best they can. It is actually Hamas, and Hamas is they instigated this first and foremost, and then also they're completely negating any rule of war that you would have, right? In this kind of instance, they're embedding themselves behind civilian houses and actual civilians, using them as body shields. And again, why in the world, when you look at what's going on in Gaza, there's apparently over 2 million Palestinian people. Why hasn't one of them told us where the remaining hostages are? Why hasn't there been a outcry or an uprising of the Palestinian people towards Hamas? Why aren't there large crowds in the streets going after Hamas? Why is that not going on? You gotta ask yourself that question. Why is that not happening? You know why it's not happening? It's because the vast majority of the people actually support Hamas. So Martin Maid over on X, Daryl Cooper is his name, who's a pseudo historian, not even a historian at all. He's a pseudo grifter like Candace Owens and like Piers Morgan, Dave Smith, Tucker Carlson, a whole lot of them, right? He was saying over on X, he was responding to someone else that made a post, but he said, by Hamas, he means every Palestinian willing to pick up a gun to avenge their murdered families. So this is the problem. A vast majority of these people that hate Israel will defend Islamists, will defend terror because it's profitable for them to do so, but they really have got no idea what the hell they're doing. And Candace Owens responds to Daryl Cooper by saying, are you implying that Israel doesn't have a right to grape, murder, and genocide Palestinians? Is your goal here to suggest that carpet bombing innocent women, children isn't what God wants? Pick up a Schofield Bible, you literal Nazi. Obviously, she's being sarcastic in that comment, if you weren't already aware of that, because Candace Owens supports Daryl Cooper. But the whole notion here, like what she's talking about, and first and foremost, we know Candace Owens loves to lie because it's quite profitable for her to lie, but Israel is not going out of their way to grape, murder, and genocide Palestinian people. And if there was a genocide going on, how do you explain that there is over still 2 million people in Gaza at the moment? How do you explain that there's not lots of murders every single day going on of the Palestinian people? How do you explain that? Oh, it's because, Candace, you're lying. Israel are not the monsters you claim that they are. But of course, it's very easy to bash Israel, and it's something of very low IQ to continuously bash Israel and then bring up, Schofield's Bible. Apparently, there's a conspiracy theory surrounding the Schofield's Bible. We won't get into that today because that can lead us down another rabbit hole thanks to these bloody dingbats. But anyway, it's so interesting to me how you got so many people that love, and I mean love, to lie about Israel today. It's just the easiest thing to do. And loads of people in the comment section are going, if Israel is carpet bombing Gaza without any care for civilians, then explain to me how there aren't over 1 million dead Palestinians. Explain to me how there aren't more bombs dropped than dead people. Care to explain the logic, moron? The only grape going on is you graping people's minds with absolute bullcrap propaganda. Hope the lawsuit ruins your entire bloodline and reputation. Well, these people that are going after Candace and Candy about her bloodline and reputation, it is quite something to behold. Tamari goes, nothing scares me more than the genes you have passed on to your children. I mean, between you and your husband, I'm honestly scared. I mean, some people, I get it, take it a little bit too far with comments. Like, people are allowed to have a difference of opinion, but my goodness, don't be like Candace and take it extremely far like her, right? Don't fall into that trap, please. I know you're angry at her, but don't fall into that trap. She is a liar, she is a grifter, and she is lying continuously about Israel. I get it, it's hurtful. I get it, it's causing a great deal of harm. But that's why someone like myself is here to combat everything that she's saying and then also call her out on it as well. Now, you've got Marta Maid, Daryl Cooper, who said, don't you have it's a pretty much a clan hood slip off the tongue. It's not a good thing to say, to perform, pig. He was talking to a rabbi. And guess what? He deleted the post. Why did he delete the post? Because it was a full mask off moment. These people will try and act a certain way, but in reality, we already know what they're really like. They hate Israel. It's evident. It's abundantly clear. And they're willing to lie and sow discord. They don't care what it does to innocent Israelis. They don't care that people that are for Gaza or for the Palestinian people, for Hamas, that's what they're really for, are chanting in the streets and going after and attacking innocent Israelis in the streets, broad daylight. They don't care about that. They don't care about real issues of the actual genocide going on with the Christians over in Africa. They don't care about that at all. No, if it's got nothing to do with Israel, they want no part of it. They can't bash Israel or can't twist the story to make Israel out to look like they're the enemy. We want no part of it. Candace goes after this person, don't know the name, but says pretty pathetic when you have to go back to outdated stuff from World War II era to find something that works with your narrative. Candace responds by going, this is why World War II is so precious to Zionists. You barely need to dig into history to realize how much has been rewritten. Here we go. Let's rewrite history, ladies and gentlemen. What's been rewritten? Oh, it's been rewritten for the Zionists, according to Candace Owens. How nuts do you have to be? Is anything more trust the science than the Khaza Empire from 10th century AD is untraceable? However, our 1948 claim that we are the original Exodus Jews from 1300 BC is settled. Right. You, Candy Owens, you're reading a lot of stuff that you got to be very careful about what you're reading. Just pointing that out. But anyway, she seems to think that Israel is the big bad wolf, right? I'm going to come to knock down your house. I'm going to come to knock down your entire world. She needs help, like serious help, and everyone else that is with her, like they need help too. Some people will realize that the Enlightenment was actually a Masonic darkening of mankind. They have been lying about science, technology, and most importantly, our history. Artificial intelligence is the next big effort. Right. The Enlightenment was Jews, because apparently the Jews were part of the Freemason group. And, because the Jews apparently founded the Freemasons, that's part of a cult. And so therefore the Enlightenment era, where we had Galileo, we had science, we had all that sort of wonderful stuff come about. Yeah, that's wrong, because the Jews apparently cult brought it about. Guess what they did to Galileo, mate? Haven't you read up in history? I don't think you have learned a thing about the Enlightenment period. But anyway. Oh, and her, no, it's just rewritten history. It's really the Jews. They rewrote history. Really? then why do we know about what happened to Galileo? If they were rewriting history to suit their own narrative. Get real. Like, this is the problem. She's probably been to mass, probably been filled with hate, gone home, and just gone nuts on Twitter or X. Let's see what other lies I can come up with today. Or she's been sitting on her bed, reading some book and gone, yeah, this must be true. Here we go. Or she's been talking to her husband, farmer boy. Yes, that's probably what's been going on. Oh, more Jew hatred. Sure, let's go with that. I love this. Funny how when she's a Protestant, loves Jews. When she's a Catholic, it's some replacement theory. Here we go. Yes, it's all Zionist fault, ladies and gentlemen. They're at fault for everything. She's got to stop with the lies, man. Got to stop with the lies. Anyway, that's enough from me, but you guys take care, be blessed, and I'll see you all in the next video.